My name actually means voice of God, messenger of God.
Yeah.
And when I look at my life trajectory, speaking
yes.
and engaging with people, building community has been my guiding light.
Yeah.
But I wasn't acting on my gift. And for a long time, my gift felt like a thorn in my side when I saw someone else operating in the same gift as me. Ooh. Not my gift.
Yeah.
The same gift as me.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, that's my gift. And I remember there was a night where I was decided whether or not I'm gonna go forward and do it. And I called brothers. Nobody answered.
Wow.
And it was just me. But just me and God.
Yeah.
I literally said, God, I'm alone. I literally said, this was the prayer. I literally sat there and said, God, I'm alone right now. No one's picking up, Lord.
Well, let's get straight into it. So the question that I asked to the audience is, community. What is the equation for community? And I want to ask you, what do you think your equation or the equation for community is? Quality community.
Quality community. I think first and foremost,
welcome back, solvers, to another episode of The Equation. I'm your host, Elena, and today we have a really interesting equation. I feel like we always say that here on this podcast, that the equation that we're talking about is really interesting, but I think today you'll like this equation. Before I get into introducing my guest, I want to introduce the equation, because in order to solve it, we need to define it and know what it is. Today's equation is community. It's all about building community, identifying the importance of community. And so we have a special guest who really has an expert in that. But when we talk about community, the question I think that I want to pose to you is, how have you found community throughout your journey? What do you think the equation for community is? Because I think the problem is we talk about community and having friends around us, but it's not about the quantity of people. It's about the quality of who we have by us. So let me know in the comments, how have you built community? What is the equation for community? And how can other people build community as well? So let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Now, we have a special guest in the studio today. He is my brother in Christ. And yeah, just someone who I've built community with while living here in the UK. He is the co-founder of Long Striders, which is a Christian-based group all about hiking and building community one hike at a time. And also, he is the founder of Brotherhood. So it's all about men coming together, building community in Christ. He also has his own Instagram, Ask Cleves. So if you're following him already, you'll know exactly who this guest is. Please give a warm welcome to my friend and brother in Christ, Clavel.
How you doing, Elena?
How are you?
Hi, everybody.
How you doing? It's good to have you on the pods, child.
It's good to be on the pod.
Yes. Well, let's get straight into it. So the question that I asked to the audience is, community. What is the equation for community? And I want to ask you, what do you think your equation or the equation for community is? Quality community.
Quality community. I think first and foremost, people that are part of a community, they're looking for acceptance. I think acceptance first and foremost. I think also with community, the second part of the equation is a common goal, common mission or so forth. But yeah, a common goal. Yeah. And then third, for a very healthy, thriving community or quality, is collaboration. Yeah.
Now it's interesting. I see acceptance. I see common goal. So acceptance plus common goal plus collaboration equals community. So why collaboration?
I think one thing in my time through different, just my experience in different communities, one thing I've found is that the quality of engagement comes through collaboration.
Okay.
Proactiveness, initiative, getting involved. Have you ever heard the statement, you get out what you put in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. community works the same way. So if you are choosing to be part of a community, but you're not fully investing, you're not fully choosing to be a part of it, then you're not really going to get much out.
Right.
And in terms of communities, I think often one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people are there to take, not to give.
Not to give, yeah.
And the truth is, sometimes some people, they only take because to themselves, they don't feel they have anything to give. And then there's others that feel, I just want to take so I can hoard for myself. But a true community, if we're talking about community itself, then that for me, and that's what is the ethos for the brotherhood is each one teach one. So that's where collaboration comes in, because together we grow, and then on a common goal, we get there quicker because we're working together.
That's it.
And we accept one another. So there's a vulnerability there of, I accept you for who you are and who you are to become. So you understand? So that's why my thing is, it's acceptance, a common goal, and then collaboration. Wow. Once you have that, then you have a quality community.
Oh, and I think that's powerful, because there's something that you said there that I feel like people don't really realize. You also have to contribute to the community. Like, it's not going to work if everybody's just taking, right? You have to actually contribute. And I think a lot of people nowadays, while they're looking for community, while they're trying to find their community, it's almost like we walk around expecting people to give us something, but actually, as you said, what do we have in return? What can we actually give in return? And I think that's powerful. So now, we know everyone has a lived experience with trying to find community. So what is your lived experience with finding community, quality community?
Okay. My experience, I think we have to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And I have to go back to childhood.
Yeah.
Because community, I think for all of us, is something we try to find at such a young age, trying to find out who we are and our identity. Yeah. And the truth is, for me, at a young age, I would class myself as the popular loner. I didn't have a community when I was young. And I think in my experience at the time, where it might have been a bit difficult, because I didn't feel I never saw anyone like myself. And I don't just mean that in terms of being a black male. I mean in terms of my character, my energy, my expression. Especially with so many young men growing up, a lot of boys weren't like me.
Yeah.
I was very expressive, and I was in drama groups, and I used to dance and so forth. And a lot of boys, I think sometimes it came with envy, it came with admiration, or like, oh, he can dance, he's this, and I saw that throughout my time, having certain friendship groups where people were like, oh, you can do this, or so forth, or where it was also a problem because I was a light. And some people don't like when there's bright lights, but now I'm confident in my light. But when you're young and you are a bright light and people want you to dim it, or say you're in the, it's a thing. But also it also comes with awareness and accountability to know that sometimes when you are a bright light and you haven't fully got control of your light, because you don't know your process yet, you're going through the process, the refinement. Yeah. The flame that you are can be a bit all over the place. Yeah. And it takes time before you become a controlled, strong blue flame. Like a blue flame is the most potent. And that means the fire's burning. Yes. Do you get me? But it's so controlled. So yeah, at a young age, I feel I was a popular loner. I think I fluctuated between friendship groups. And I think in this time, I was able to come accustomed to being able to adapt in different environments. Yeah. And that's allowed me to be able to connect over the years with people from different backgrounds, different communities and so forth, and find common connection. Yeah. And I feel for myself, I really am a people person. And there was a part of me that was a people pleaser, but that's given me the ability to have a deep sense of care for what people may need. Yeah. And then over time, it's led where I've gone into different communities. And I was someone like growing up, very headstrong on certain goals. Some of the communities that are out there, or wherever you go to workshops or so forth. So I'm coming from advertising, marketing, TV and film. Yeah. When you're creative, a black creative as well, coming into the game, you've already seen in terms of mainstream and so forth, that it seems like there's not necessarily, not that there's not a place for you, but it seems almost like there's limited position. Yeah. Who can make it, who can't, who's having their moment. Yeah. How come you will get there? And there's not much insight into the route to get there. It's kind of just keep going and one of you, get lucky or so forth. So often enough, I came across environments where everyone was out there for themselves. And in that, it was definitely just a very selfish environment, which can also lead you to be selfish.
Right.
And sometimes it's not even a case that you're selfish. For myself, what it was is that I was very headstrong. So I may give gems and so forth, but I'm going here, and I'm not necessarily enjoying the journey. I'm just caring about the destination. So when certain things didn't work out for me in the same way, so okay, a video went viral years ago on YouTube, and in my mind, this is your moment. I hadn't built up the consistency of putting out content and doing certain things, and I didn't think I had the community as well at the time to be like, all right, cool, let's keep doing this together, or so forth. So you're just isolated by yourself, but you have a perception. And I think sometimes in certain community, well, not even before you have a community, but when I talk about communities and backgrounds and so forth, I think the chances with failure are limited. So depending on your resources, if you've got a lot of resources, you have more chances to fail because you always have resources to get you back going forth.
Right.
And this is also talking from a space of the world, when we rely on our own strength, because now I'm limitless,
right?
Because I'm with God. So when I'm in the spirit, I have unlimited resources. I can continue to fail and learn from my failure. But when you rely only on your worldly possessions, your finances, your skill level based on where you're at and what you know and so forth, and your own mortal limitations, then you are limited, and then your background plays a part and so forth. And for a long time, I think a lot of people, we dwell and we operate on that circumstance first and foremost before we think about the spiritual or so forth. So with that being said, I fell into depression during this time when things didn't pay off the same way that I thought they would because of how I had told myself or my perception of it. And what actually picked me up was going back to church. And the reason why is because at this time I had a lot of people on social media, people from school that weren't even like friends with me at school or may have treated me badly, talking about, I always knew you were going to make it. And it's like, wow, where was this?
Right. Where were you?
Where was this confirmation and affirmation when you knew me?
Yeah.
Wasn't there. So it's so interesting to hear years later people telling you, so now you're painting a perception of what you think people think of you. And that can hinder you. Because it's like, I'm not living up to that. Or how do I step outside if people have seen this and this video's gone viral? And this is an early stage before we've had social media where it is now. This is before Instagram even had Reels.
Wow, yeah.
Right. So with that, I remember my sister invited me to church. And I was nervous, like, people are going to talk about the YouTube and talk about this and so forth. And who am I when I get there? Who do I show up as? And I remember getting there and there was so much love of just, I always relate my story to the prodigal son. Because I left church early on, went into the world, was just doing my thing. I was outside. And I had literally felt like the son in a pigsty. Like I'm just messy. I've gone through so many things, experiences, different community groups. Getting involved in alcohol, drugs. And when I say drugs, not the hard kind. Do you know what, if you're going through, I understand. Do you know what, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not judging at all. I'm saying in terms of cannabis use and so forth, I'm going through it. And just in terms of looking for my community. And I'm very much creative. Always had that. I believe I have the spirit of the Lord in terms of we are created in his image and he is a creator. So we are here to create. So I'm constantly trying to find people to create with. But the people that I'm trying to find to create with, they're not on what I'm on. So I'm stagnant and dormant because also acceptance now, when I'm with them, we have a name. We're this group. We're known for this. We're this life and soul of the party or so forth. And over the time, in terms of being in the world, I went through stages of creating groups or creating units of, this would be sick if we done this and so forth. And it wasn't until I got to church and came back that I found my community that was there, that had always been there, was like, welcome home. And it was a case of, you do not have to be anybody. It was just, we're happy to see you.
Wow.
And feeling that love, I felt so much conviction that I was there for a long time, to the point where I felt, yes, I'm ready to be baptized. Got baptized 2019. But still, in terms of community, this is one thing that I found with the church at the time. And I want to make a clear distinction, not with God,
right,
with the church.
That's the difference. Yeah.
The mortal church.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we are the church.
Right.
But there's in terms of the organization,
right,
at the time I felt that the aftercare of baptism, people told me there'll be warfare. I didn't quite know.
Yeah. On what level?
What level?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I feel that.
And the Bible talks about that in terms of, we do not fight against weapon of flesh and blood, but against principalities. Do you understand? And it's understanding what that means. And for those that don't know, but we're in spiritual warfare. That's what we're really dealing with. It's a deep level of spiritual warfare. So in everything that I was going through, I fell back into familiar chaos, where it was...
familiar chaos. Ooh.
Familiar chaos, yes. So familiar chaos, for those that don't know, is when you are transitioning and evolving to your higher self, there's sometimes a point of where you used to be and where you're going.
Right.
There's a middle ground where you're kind of alone. You may not have found your tribe yet. You've found your community. So you feel isolated by yourself. And in that time, where you're basically shedding, you're renewing yourself. So one part of you has to die.
Yeah.
So like in baptism, the old you dies for you to be reborn.
Yeah.
In that time, it's like a caterpillar in a cocoon and you're shedding it. Some people can, because it's very easy to recluse back to where you used to be, because it's familiar.
Yeah. And
you're comfortable in familiar chaos.
Ooh,
because what you're going into is uncomfortable and it's almost fearful. And it's funny. There's the poem in terms of, I think you've heard it, in terms of our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So a lot of people, we are actually scared of who we are to become, because our nervous system is not regulated to where we're going.
That's right. Yeah.
So in that, I fell back. But I realized the funny thing is, this is all God's purpose, because in everything that I've done in terms of work, job, and so forth. And it's funny, a lot of jobs that I've had, I'll let people know I did not come out with the best grades. I've worked with some amazing brands. I've worked in amazing communities. I've worked with some amazing organizations. And I've only ever got them through my network, through my community, and through the light that God has given me in terms of rapporting with people, which I think is very good in terms of community.
Yeah.
And that's why in terms of this journey, it's so insightful how I've got there. But yes, lo and behold, being in the world and so forth, just in terms of how I ended up starting the groups that I'm in. So in terms of co-founding the Long Striders, which is a mixed Christian hype group.
Yeah.
And in terms of them moving forward to the Brotherhood, Long Striders started because what actually led me to come back to church is, let me go there first.
Yeah.
What led me to come back to church is, within the world, I think men and women, we're looking for acceptance.
Yes.
We're looking for guidance. We're looking for community. We're looking to be a part of something. So society tells us who we should be, what we should look like, how we should dress, how we should act. Relationships, the equation, we're talking about marriage, talking about community and love and so forth. It tells us how to love. It tells us what our marriage should look like. And not to a biblical standard. And the problem with the world, when they tell us what the standard should be, it's always ever changing.
Yeah.
It's always ever changing based on what's trending at the moment.
Right.
So you could be a woman, petite, or you could be curvaceous. And society says you need to be a size 4. You could be a size 12, curvy in the hips and everything.
Yeah.
Size 16. And you're apple bottom, pear-shaped, who knows? But you got it going on. And you are beautiful. And people tell you you're beautiful. But society told you you're not the society's version of the beauty standard. So you need to be this side. So you starve yourself. You purge everything. You're really going at it where you don't even feel well just to get down to society's beauty standard. And the moment you get there,
that's when it changes.
Boom, it's changed now.
Yep.
Now full figure is in. And I'm concerned about the people that are getting BBL, because if society's beauty standard changes,
come on now.
And they're saying, we saw with the whole Ozempic, we saw where now skinny was the new thing, and I've seen women starve themselves. I've seen it at work. Oh, I want to be this size and I want to be that. And with brothers, it's the same thing. With society's conversations of height, beard, finances, and all of these things, people are not comfortable with who they are. And these things are ever changing. Sorry, one thing, we can't change height.
Yeah, no.
We can't change height.
No.
And for a lot of the women out there, it's so interesting when we hear things, and I know that's not your own narrative that you're spewing. Like you're 5'2", you're 5'3", you're 5'4", saying you want someone that's 6'4". You want to damage your neck.
Oh no, come on now.
Are we making sense?
Yeah.
Beard, aesthetic. It has nothing to do with character.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like the beard is going to save your marriage. Like the height is going to save your marriage. Like the way she looks, is she going to look like that forever? Because we get older and our body changes, and where something was sitting, it may not sit there no more.
Yeah.
But it's character development. That's the truth. So I started to see where I was basing a lot of my moral standpoint based on men of the world.
Yeah.
And men of the world, mere mortals, are not perfect. We have faults.
Yeah.
But the way people show up on social media is imperfection. This podcast you see right now, I think a lot will stay in. But even this right now might have edits. And things may be taken out for it to be the perfect cut for you, the viewer watching it, for you to stay engaged. And I'm not saying, the truth is that's not real. That's not reality. A lot of times we make mistakes and things can't be cut away. But yes, we have secrets. Let's get into that. That's another thing. But the truth is, people that show up online show up as their best selves. And why a lot of people like the dating scene is because I just have to show up as my best self on this date. And that's why people don't like full long-term relationships or marriage, because what tends to happen is we see where people realize, oh, you're not who you showed up as. Or I don't like that. I can't have that all the time. But in the dating scene, I've seen it. People can go on a dating app. Women can go on a dating app and have their meals lined up for the whole week.
Yep.
Men have so much time and find a new woman and entertain her. I just need to show up as this. We're getting a fake version, which is not the truth of relationships, long-term relationships. So in terms of men that we see, and I'm not going to go into like red pill and all of this content, that's not the case. I'm just saying in terms of where men are looking for guidance, for role models, a lot of men have grown up without fathers in the home, for father figures. I remember watching, there was someone that would I class as a role model? Yes, a mentor in a sense. Talk about God, he'll talk about finances, he'll talk about so many different things, and I thought, I like where he's going with this, because for me, I'm also a creative. I would say an entrepreneur. I'm a creative of the arts. I'm an entrepreneur of the arts.
Yeah.
He was talking about breaking out of the cycle. And I was like, I love this. And he's talking about God. Yes, he's talking about being in a relationship and so forth, and finding his woman and all of these things. And then one day I saw him on a particular podcast from the States that I don't agree with. And I heard him calling a woman out her name. Oh. And I heard him saying to her, go and make me a sandwich. But the way he delivered himself, what he was saying, didn't align with how he was coming across when I saw him on his own platform. But the environment of the platform he was on, he had adapted, he had conformed to what they were about. The integrity had gone out the room.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I realized to myself, I can no longer put my faith in mere mortals to be my guiding light for what a man should be. And don't get me wrong, we have good role models out there, but is this a true man of faith? I do not know. And then I asked myself, where can I get a moral standpoint that's unwavering? And I thought about the Bible. I thought about, where do I know for myself? Where have I seen, in terms of the good men that I have around me and so forth? And I think counsel, and we'll get into that further on, I think, later on in the pod. But for me, it was about understanding, where can I get a moral standpoint that's unwavering and is not going to change with the trends of the world?
Yeah.
And that's what brought me back to the word. So that's what was my main standpoint. And with that, I started to say, okay, if I want that, I need to get involved. I need to stay busy.
Yeah.
I need to stay productive.
Yeah.
Often, if we stay idle, that's when the devil will send the distractions.
Yes.
And they don't have to
100%.
be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take everything from you.
Right.
It's little things. It's, let me just put this phone here. Let me just get this thing in. Let me just send this girl to DM you. Let me just send this guy to DM you. Let me, hey, big head. You know, and it pops up like that. And
yeah.
all of a sudden, that deters you. So in terms of long striders, we saw that church numbers were dwindling for the youth. And it was a case of, what can we do? And we said, you know what, I had seen a hike. I thought, you know, I want to do, and I had it in me. God was showing me, you want to build community. And I put out on my socials about going on, I saw a video about going on a hike. And I sent it to a few guys that I know. And then my brother Kavan actually said to me, one of our brothers, Terrell, so these are the co-founders of the Long Striders with me, said, Terrell's putting together a hike. If you want, like, you can come. And we went, and on the hike, I created a mantra, just to affirm us as we was going up Seven Sisters. And it was, what stride, long stride, what stride, long stride. Yeah. And from there, Kavan was like, no, I like long striders. Like, I like the long stride, like in terms of the name, the long strider. This is our mantra as we're going. This is our ethos as we're moving. From there, the long striders, we had a conversation about brotherhood and building it out and so forth. And from there, he decided, you know, cool. The Bible study that I had built before, I'm going to renew it, but I'm going to renew it under the long striders. That's the new name. That's it is. And we decided from there that as four brothers, we're going to come together now and push forward the long striders as a ministry for the community, because I think for a lot of people, we needed to engage them in something that was outside of the perception of church that they had. Yeah. Yeah. And for those that are outside of church, the perception that they have. Yeah. And from our first hike, we saw where we had people that were non-believers come, friends and people that weren't friends, people that met us on the hike, get involved. Wow. And we let them know what it was. But they was able to see Christians in their natural state. Yes. Where we look like you, we dress like you. Yeah. We speak like you. Yeah. And the truth is, we are just like you. Yeah. And that's what we got. Literally, the feedback was, if I never came on this hike, I would have never known that Christians were so down to earth. I would have never known Christians were so relatable. Wow. So that let us know there's a perception of us out there in the world which is so different than what the reality is. Yeah. And then through that, this year, God had it on my heart to create the brotherhood, and I was operating in fear. I have a gift of speaking. So it's funny. My name Clavel. I normally go by Cleves or Ask Cleves for the brand. For those that don't know, Ask Cleves, the one you can ask for an answer, and if you don't know, I'll get back to you. But with that, my name actually means voice of God, messenger of God. Yeah. And when I look at my life trajectory, speaking, engaging with people, building community has been my guiding light. Yeah. But I wasn't acting on my gift. And for a long time, my gift felt like a thorn in my side when I saw someone else operating in the same gift as me. Oof. Not my gift. Yeah. The same gift as me. Yeah. Because in my mind, that's my gift. Yeah. And I think there's a text in the Bible that talks about if you do not work on your gifts or so forth, then it will turn to rock. Basically, I think it's basically if you're called or so forth, then the rocks will turn up. Don't quote me. I may be getting it wrong. But okay. Long story short, we know that the talent, we know about the parable of the talents. Yeah, the hidden talents, There's that one. And then there's also in terms of the rocks will cry out if you, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, yes. So I wasn't acting on my gift. Right. And every time I saw my gift, see, this is where sometimes the perception of things, the devil will deceive you. The devil was was allowing me to believe and was amplifying the insecurities in me, or seeing people in my gift, in the gift. That had the same gift, that it was my gift they were using, and that God had taken the gift from me. Wow. Or if I tried to use the gift, you're not at their level. See, yes, I'm rusty. If I do not use the shears, they will grow rust, especially if they're left out in the rain. But all I needed was the spiritual WD-40. Do you understand? I just needed to grease it down, refine it, and realize, get back out there. And with that, this is the thing. The devil was working on it, but God was working on it, because it felt like a thorn. It felt like a pain every time I saw it. I felt inadequate. That's the devil in terms of the inadequacy. The thorn in my side was God. Jesus Christ was showing me, I'm making you feel the pain when you see your gift. Yeah. Because you need to feel uncomfortable until you start using your gift. Ooh. Yes. That's what the case was. Yeah, that's what it was. And I was relying in my own strength. So I'm so fearful. I can't do this. Oh, I want to start, but it's not making sense. I want to do this, but I'm seeing it in the magnitude, and oh God, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to start that. The truth is, I wasn't even saying, God, I don't know how to do that. I'm saying, Clavell, boy, where do you? I'm asking myself in my own strength. Yeah. In my own limitations. Yeah. And it wasn't until I said, I'm going to God. God, how do I make this happen? There was a lot that fell apart. There was a lot that happened in the build-up. There was a lot. Relationships breaking down. Brotherhood. Where's my brotherhood at this time? Where people in my family are getting sick. Male role models are coming to the end of their life. And I remember there was a night where I was decided whether or not I'm going to go forward and do it. And I called brothers. Nobody answered. Wow. And it was just me. But just me and God. I literally said, God, I'm alone. I literally said, this was the prayer. I literally sat there and said, God, I'm alone right now. No one's picking up, Lord. And then I said, hold on a minute. So I'm from South, so I'm a bit road with it sometimes. I'm a bit street. So I said, hold on a minute. I'm not alone though, am I? I said, you're right here. I said, God, okay, I'm going to get real with you. It's just me and you right now. I'm not calling on nobody. No one's answering God. And maybe it's for me to speak to you. But I said, God, give me the answer. And I started to think about it. I started to think through everything and wait for God's discernment. Wait for his judgment. Yeah. His guidance. Yeah. Then my phone started ringing. Brothers just started calling me. But at this point, I had gone to God in regards to, what do I need to do next? Do I push on with making this happen? The Brotherhood launched this year, January 15th. On January the 4th, I went to God. On January the 5th, I started to execute. In 10 days, I planned the event. Wow. And in 10 days, the event was fulfilled. Wow. And this is just so funny about it. I went to God and God gave me everything. Like, in everything that I was facing, in every hardship I faced, I just kept saying, I'm enjoying the journey. God, I'm enjoying the journey. I felt like, it's funny. I was looking at reading parts of the Bible, and I remember I was looking at Psalms, and I was looking for prayers, and Psalms 51, the prayer of spiritual cleansing, and everything I was going through. I had a lot of afflictions because of what I was dealing with. Lust and porn was running rampant on my life before. Sins, secrets that I hadn't been delivered from. And I was thinking I had repented, but I'm still living in this. I'm still nurturing the garden. See, we have weeds in the garden. Ooh, yes, we do. A lot of people do surface cleaning. They just brush the dust. I had to pray. I was praying to God. For many months I was praying, God, turn up the seeds of iniquity that are in my soul, in my heart, Almighty Father God. Break down the covenants, the unclean spirits, the demonic altars that I may have, the agreements I may have made. But I'm still planting seeds at night with the sin. So I'm trying to pull up weeds. I'm pulling up weeds, but I'm planting more seeds of the sin. Why? Because I'm not living in my truth. I had to have conversations, hard conversations. And the devil was giving me chances to run for them conversations. But once I lived in my truth, Let me tell you something. I lost 10 pounds. I'm telling you, some people, that weight that you're holding right now, that weight that you're holding.
Listen.
It's not just relationship weight. It's not just, oh, I'm like this. It's sins. I'm telling you, get up out your sin.
True.
Get up out your sin and free yourself. Testify, because your testimony will free you. And it will free others.
Yeah.
I'm able to tell people, and don't get me wrong, I'm still battling.
Yeah.
Porn, we done that. We done that to the wayside. That's not coming back. And I may be tested. I understand how spiritual warfare works.
Yeah.
The veil of lust on my eyes is being wiped away.
Praise God. Yes.
What I had to do was renew my garden. I had to plant new seeds.
Yes.
I had to set boundaries. I had to abolish a lot of the things that I was doing before, the practices that I had before, the habits that I had before.
Yes.
And it's a journey. Now, with that, I'm saying, in me doing all those things and turning up the seeds and praying these prayers, I started to rely on God's strength. It's not my own.
Yeah.
God, this event is happening. I don't know if I have the support, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to show that I'm serious. So for the first event, I said, I'm going to give everything away for free. Yeah. We done headshots. Wow. Setting up brothers for LinkedIn, for their opportunities. What can I give? Let me show the value, because I know what value will be in this room, but how can I let people know? What's the value I can give them that may not see it like they want to support or so forth? Let me see what I can do. Photographers dropped out. Ooh. Caterers, sponsorship, so many things happen. And I just said to God, I'm enjoying the journey. Because I had been so focused on the destination before. Let me understand how you're working in the journey.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
In the hardships, in the breakdowns, in the sickness.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the journey. And seeing what God was cultivating in that time. That on the day, I still was relying on my own strength in regards to, okay, God, you're making me do this event because you want me to work. And when I get in this room, I'm going to network and connect everybody. I need everyone to feel the atmosphere. I need them to know each other and collaborate. And I know everybody, so I'm going to bring them all together. And do you know what God done? God said, I didn't ask you to do that. I asked you to set up the room. That's the calling I told you to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've told you to make the community.
Yeah.
But let me do the rest. Do you know I didn't have to connect? There was a few people I said, oh, there's so-and-so. You asked, they do, so to speak. But you know, God, the beauty of the event was that brothers that didn't know each other gravitated towards one another.
Wow.
There wasn't just one-to-one conversations happening.
Yeah.
Communities were forming in the room.
Wow.
Brothers of 4 or 5 or more are gathering around to have group dialogue.
Wow.
That don't know each other. And in this day and age, a lot of brothers are isolated. They go out, they're not, oh, you're right. You don't even really get that.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a time of the nod. You see a brother, you give him the nod. You know what I mean?
You move on.
And you move, but we've acknowledged each other. And I'm seeing where that's diminishing. We need to bring it back. And I'm saying in this space, things were happening, conversations were taking place to the point where people afterwards are seeing each other, been going to the same train station for years.
Wow.
Didn't know. I'm talking about interviews are taking place 24 hours afterwards. I'm being called. People are getting opportunities. And I didn't have to do anything but rely on God. So in terms of this now, and my thing is the whole point of the brotherhood is a men's community that is about holistic development, full 360.
Yes.
Not just financial.
Yeah.
Not just physical.
Yeah.
Emotional, spiritual, professional. Men learning to be men. Good men. Each one teach one.
Yeah.
Not just what can you get, but what can you give?
What can you give? Yeah.
Because give and it will come back onto you. Do you understand? Give and you shall receive. So we're watering and cultivating each other's, because this is the thing. We all go through seasons. So a lot of people, they want to hoard the fruit in their garden. But do gardens and trees and plants, do they not go through seasons where they no longer bear fruit?
Yeah, that's true.
So when you're not bearing fruit, my garden may be full.
Yeah.
But then if we only hoard, what about the times when the harvest we need to share?
Yeah.
So once we share, each one teach one, that's where the brotherhood is now. And I'm seeing where God is working in all the opportunities that are happening to this point. As long as I trust in him, that's where I am. So that's my journey with community.
Wow.
That's my journey. Yeah, thank you.
Listen, there's, First of all, there's so many gems. When I say gems in what you said, I think for me, because I've had my own equation with community, and one day I'll share that equation. But I think one of the biggest things that you were talking about there is there's this principle with community that you have to be true to who you are first. You have to understand who you are first and understand that your community in Christ is greater than any community you could have. And establish that first, because as you stay true to who you are, the community that you need around you will come. Because you talk about your event, right? You talk about how the guys just gathered on their own and how the Holy Spirit was doing that. And I believe it's because obviously you've prayed over the atmosphere and the Holy Spirit is the one who binds people together, right? But these are men who definitely wanted a change, who some may not have known 100% who they are, where they want to go, but they had some foundation that they were working on, right? And as they were joining together, they were growing their community. They were growing their circles. They were understanding and learning about one another, right? And I think that whole concept of as we are created, as God has created us, he didn't create us to be isolated. He created us to be in communion with other people because it's through other people that we help each other go through the journey. As you talked about seasons, there are seasons that people are going through where they are empty. They have nothing and they feel like nothing is coming. But when they see other people around them who can give from their garden, who can even say, hey, here's how you planted this. Maybe there's a better way to plant it so that you can have even more fruit production, right? And it's sharing those tips. It's sharing those goals. It's actually coming together with commonality, with acceptance of one another's not only strengths, but weaknesses as well. And understanding and having that awareness and collaboration. I mean, going back to your equation at the beginning of this episode, you had said that these are the key things that you need for community. And I think just to say, because trust me, there are those who, are listening to you and probably talking, thinking about community and thinking about their own community. And one thing that I always had a question about was quality versus quantity, right? So you talked about, when you were younger, you were, as you call it, a popular loner. So is there this concept that people are chasing quantity versus quality? And how do we fix our mind to change and reverse that and actually look at more quality of the people around you rather than the quantity?
In the society that we're in now, I think many people can attest to this. A lot of people have this issue of FOMO, fear of missing out. So they'll go where the numbers are. And there's a lot of places where everyone seems like they're there. I need to be there because everyone's there. But because there's so many people there, the quality of the impact, in terms of the atmosphere, you want to be there because you want to feel connected to what everyone else is in. But because there's so many people, there's not a lot of places now, especially in the world, there's not real connection. There's not. Where there is connection is in smaller numbers because that's where you can generate intimacy. Yeah. And I want people to understand that intimacy is not just sexual intimacy. Right. Intimacy is in terms of communication, in terms of being vulnerable with one another, coming together. Some of the best Bible studies I've ever had or conversations I've had is when there's only one or two, 2, 3 people, 4 people. Doesn't need to be the 10, 15, so forth. A lot of the time we think the impact comes from the greatest numbers. No. Sometimes the greatest impact happens just from the 3 of us, the 4 of us. Yeah. Because now I feel like I really got to know you. Yeah. How many times have we been in a room with loads of people and it's we're all having a conversation and so forth, and you leave and it's what? I don't actually really know if I learned anything or I really know anybody there. Yeah. But when it's just, I had a good sit down. Elena, me and you are sitting here, we're having a great conversation. Yeah. I know from today, we're going to feel like, that was good. Yeah. I really feel like I know you. Yeah. I also feel in terms of quality, the truth is, in British culture, in society, people don't really know how to get involved. I feel like people just kind of do the stand up by the wall type effect. When I say We like to do a bystander process. We like to watch. Don't really like to be center of attention or so forth. Or I'm kind of nervous to fully step in. We like to do judgment from the aspect of why are they doing this, but not proactiveness to say, do you know what? I know I can go and do it. There's no cultivation of their own initiative to be like, do you know what? Let me go and do so. Yeah. So sometimes we're all in our own heads. This main character thing of it's just me going through the world and not looking outwards. I think that really affects it. Sorry, just ask me the question again, just so I know for a fact that I'm hitting.
Yeah. So it's about quantity versus quality. So, and I think, to be honest with you, you've kind of answered a lot of the questions. The question is, or the point is, we have to observe the people around us, the quality of character. And you actually said that before. The quality of character of the person, right? And you talked about before the standards of society, right? How society, the goalpost is always moving. But it's the quality of the person, of their character. It's the commonality that we share. It's the collaboration that we share. As you're talking about standing on the side. It's not about standing on the side. It's about what can you give? What can you offer? What can you also receive? And that reciprocation is very important. And I think that really goes into the quality of community, right? Who do you have around you? And as you said, it's not about the numbers. It's about, can we be vulnerable? Can we have intimacy? Can we actually be open, honest, and transparent? And I think these are important things as, you know, people are probably trying to look for their own community. These are some things that we want to share with them. And I think just this last point on how it even impacts marriages and relationships, right? We know that building a community, you know, to me, I think it takes a village we talk about it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it takes a village to also keep a marriage together, keep relationships strong. And I think that as we move forward and look at who is in our community now, right? And how can we grow our community and have the quality of people that we need around us? I think that's something that God can take us through. But also as we get to know one another, as we get to be open, honest, and transparent with one another, as we say hello, you know, you were talking about you came from a generation of the nod, and that's the acknowledgement. But as we start acknowledging people, even as we're walking down the road, as we shine that light, right, we can attract people who actually we need to be around and who can actually support us and strengthen us. So I want to say, you know, there are people, obviously we talked a lot about community and it's always good to hear lived experiences, right? And to hear your journey with community. And I think the question for people who are listening, they're probably like, look, I want to find community. I want to find quality community. So what are 3 tools that maybe you could share with those listening on how they can identify quality community, how they can, or if they can't find it, how they can build it as you've built it?
Okay, right. So if we're talking about quality of community, I think the main thing is to look at, I think we all look online in terms of visuals, how the things look or so forth. I would say reach out to a representative. I think in terms of search engines, I've had this conversation before, actually, funny enough. Go on places like Eventbrite, Dice. If you're in your house right now and you feel, I don't know where I want to go, like I want things to do, I don't have any friends or so forth. And I know we're all there sometimes. I just want to find community. This is now the best time more than ever. Eventbrite, TikTok, Instagram, Dice or so forth. If your thing is music, go on Eventbrite, type in music events. Go on Dice, music events. An artist that you know, go to their event and just talk to the people that are at the that are in the audience with you. Oh, how did you hear of the artist? When did you first hear? Have that conversation. It's little conversations. It's understanding on a common ground. Where are people coming from? Yeah. Those are the things. So I would say my 3 steps is, first, know where to look. And if you don't know where to look, what's something about yourself that you're interested in? What's something you'd like to develop? Go on these social platforms, TikTok or whatever, type in community, type in club. Whatever it is, the keyword that you're looking for, type in club or so forth, find that. Yeah? Or ask, if you do have friends, ask them, do you know of anything? The community, we have community around us, actually. Yeah. In terms of finding quality community, the next step, I would say, is you can increase the quality. I think everyone needs to understand that you all have value. No matter where you are, you have value that you can add. Yeah. I think often people think that they don't. And I need you to understand your lived experience could help shape someone else's. Yeah, that's it. The greatest CEOs are not on the ground. They have advisors that are on the ground. They're not at the same level as them. Yeah. but they are closer to what's happening on the ground. So their expertise, your lived experience is so valuable to me as a Fortune 500 CEO for me to expand, because there comes a point where I lose understanding of what it's like out there. And that's what happens on the journey. We start to leave certain stages behind, and we still need to know what it's like for people that are still there. Right. So I would say, be willing to offer your expertise when you get in the room. Yeah. A good way, some people might say, okay, I don't know how to network. I don't know, because it's conversation starters. Have a conversation. Find someone in the room. Don't just go for the person that founded. Don't get me wrong, if you can have a conversation with the founder, but like people that go to panel events or so forth. I'm going to give you a good one. It's not going to be free. Sorry, I can't stick to free.
That's fine.
One thing I've learned, and there's a case study on this, that if you ask a question at a panel event, after, people are more likely to gravitate to you because they feel they've already met you.
Interesting. Yeah.
And based on what you asked, it creates dialogue in people's heads. Yeah. So then they'll want to gravitate and probably speak to you. They know you're approachable because you spoke. So they're now, in terms of people's nerves, they're actually, what's the word? There's a word I'm looking for. Not they're not scared, but long story short, they've regulated them. They feel comfortable.
Right. They feel to approach you and to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not on edge anymore.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. I would say simple conversation starters. Someone there, how did you hear about the event? Key one. And flow from there. If you right now are not working, some people, I don't want to ask no one because they're going to ask me about myself and I don't know. Don't say about what you do. Say what you're interested in. Say, I don't know. Or do you know what? Right now, I'm not sure, but I'm looking to find out. Show a willingness. Yeah. Because you don't know who you're speaking to. Humans like to talk about themselves often.
They do. Yeah.
So throw questions at them. What do you do or so forth? Or I've never tried that, can I know more? Or how did you get into that? Or do you know what? Well, I'm looking for something right now. So if you want to, or if you could let me know of now you're building a friendship. You just gone from finding out a bit about the person, sharing your own lived experience, and now you're creating the date for the follow-up in terms of, do you know what? Well, I'd love to try that. If you know where you can do that, let me know, or so forth. Yeah. And this increases the quality of the engagements within a community. And then the third step I would say is show gratitude. Show gratitude and share with others. That grows the community. Yeah, that's true. That lets people know this is a quality community. Yeah. But look out for how people engage in a community, because two things I would say. If a community is not collaborating, like you go somewhere and no one's picking up that it's your first time. No one's willing to speak. Honest truth is sometimes you've got to be bold. You got to be audacious and speak up. Now, if it's a case where you're not that person, I would actually truthfully say you need to cultivate that. If you look for someone else that seems shy, that seems like they're their first time. Good communities, if you're a community leader or you're thinking about leading communities, I would actually say that's something that you need to also know. Look out for those. In terms of retention, make sure you're following up with people to make sure they're getting what they need. That's a quality community, not just we're putting things on. How are people finding things? Do surveys or so forth. But then in terms of those that are newcomers, make sure that they have a welcoming experience. As a community leader, that's what I definitely say. Yeah. So those are just some key tips. Yeah. If you want to know more, follow me at Ask Cleves, AskKLEEVES. Yeah. You can follow if you're a brother that would like to get involved. Follow the page at Brotherhood Socials. That's brotherhood.socials on Instagram and on TikTok. And just literally, if you want to know more questions, because I'll get into this, but follow me on my pages and find out more about that. But I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you. And it was so funny because I was going to say, obviously people are hearing you and they're probably inspired. How can they get in touch with you? And I'm glad you shared your social media pages. I think this topic is important. I think we need to have more conversations on community, quality community, and building community. So thank you for starting the conversation. And I hope we can continue the conversation as we go along. Lovely. Thanks for coming to The Equation. Thanks, Clavell.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching another episode of The Equation. If you want to join our growing community of equation solvers, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be notified when new equations drop. If you found this topic interesting, we want to hear from you. Please share your views in the comments and share this video with others so they too can become equation solvers. And remember, with Christ, all equations are solvable.